Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't even know where to start really with this today. I mean, normally I am really positive. You guys know that. But there's been some things that just have really risen to the surface lately. I mean, just we're talking about today, like today and yesterday, that really touch on the value of being honest, the value of being truthful. And people, in the world and people that I'm dealing with from time to time that are trying to that really have, oh God, how do I even say this? It's like there's a decay happening to honesty. And I grew up where telling a lie or being dishonest was the absolute worst thing that you could be, is a liar. I mean, you could be a murderer, of course, that's the worst, but an everyday average person living their life, the worst thing is to be called a liar, to be a liar about things. And I was raised with a very strong level of being truthful. I never had an issue with that. In fact, I was the one they would always ask me, when they didn't believe my siblings, they would ask me and I would tell them what the truth was if my siblings were lying. So yeah, I guess I was the little snitch. But I always had a really, really strong relationship with being truthful. I was always willing to take the consequences. And even in our society, okay, I want you to think about this. In society, we have agreed that and have been taught since we were young not to cheat on things. Not, which is in essence, cheating and lying is like the same, right? I mean, cheating is almost worse because it's like a theft. It can be a theft of stuff, right? Well, I don't know if it's worse. I'm just kind of spitballing this. I just think that they're in alignment with each other, cheating and lying. Okay. It's not being honest. And it's not only not being honest with yourself, it's not being honest with other people. Okay. And so, in life, what I was saying is that, are raised in a society that, at least in the past, has really honored the value of honesty. We have honored the value of being truthful about things. And we've taught our children, and we have been taught as children to not lie, to not cheat. These golden rules about being truthful with your word and with your deed and being honest. And our society has set up punishments for people that lie, right? Or cheat or steal, which is taking something that doesn't belong to you, right? All of these horrible things. But in our society, it's like, if you lie on your resume, you can get fired. If you lie on your taxes, you can go to jail. I wrote down some other things. Let me see. If you cheat on a test, you fail. You don't get whatever that reward is because you cheated. You said that you did well in something or that you studied in something. You're implying that you studied and had the knowledge, and that's why you got a good grade, when in fact you just cheated. It's lying. That's why I said lying and cheating. It's like right there. It's, to me, like the same thing. Um, in sports, you can't cheat. If you get away with cheating and they find out later, you're disqualified. If they find out you cheated right then and there, you're disqualified. If they find out later and you got an award, they take it back. In our world, people are trying to soften what it means to tell the truth and what it is to be honest. And I'm going to give you a personal example. I've told you guys this before in my own academy. I continually have people that send me requests that they're done with their courses. Now, some of you, this is an honest mistake, or not even an honest mistake. Maybe you finished the actual course and maybe you're sitting at 96 or 98%. and you've finished the course material, but you didn't want to watch that video again about how do I get my certificate. That's an honest thing. And even with that, I still require you. I don't care, because there's something, you're going to hear something different, and I make you go through that again to finish it, because that's what you do. You finish things through and through. Because if you're going to come to me and ask for a certificate, you finish it through and through. You listen to the stuff you've already heard, because you might glean something different from it. Okay, so many people listen to it and then they still don't do what I asked them to do, which means that even if you listen to it a second, a third, or a 20th time, you got it. Some people are just pros at how I ask them to email me. I mean, you guys, like, you studied it, you know it, because you've had like 10 courses in. You're like, yeah, I'm a pro at this. I know exactly how she wants me to deliver that request for a certificate. Okay. I love that, because you guys have no idea. There's all these little details that when you do it differently, I have to go in and check other things, and it makes it harder for me to keep things straight. I've got like a lot of stuff open on my computer that then makes me go through all these different hoops, and it puts me out of sync. So there's reasons for why I ask for it a certain way. Okay. But in the world right now, we literally have a guy in Congress right now. And this, by the way, is not political at all. Okay. So I don't want to hear any political discussion, because this is literally just about lying. We have a prime example right now of somebody softening the language of being a complete liar. And I want to tell you what that sounds like. Okay. Some of the softening language is saying that you embellished something when you flat out just fraudulently lied about it. There's not any truth to it at all. Okay. An embellishment on a resume would be, I worked here, and maybe you extended the time frame. Maybe it was under 2 years and you embellished it to a full 2 years. That's an embellishment. Okay. And nobody really cares about that. A straight up lie is when you said you worked somewhere and you never did. You can't say I embellished anything. It was a straight up lie. And the sad thing about these kind of lies that people tell, and this is why I'm talking about this, because this has to do with this is a moral compass issue, and I care about this with you guys, because I learned a long time ago, he who will lie in what is little will lie in what is much. In the Bible, I believe the word is, he who's honorable in what is little is honorable in what is much. And this literally translates to any value. Okay. So when someone lies about something little, that means that their lie is going to become bigger later, because they realize they can get away with it. And something in them is allowing them to slowly eat away at what it means to be honest. And it hurts you as a person to have that decay happen inside your own soul, because you have to live with yourself. And not only is it bad for that sense, but it's also bad because when you say that you have this expertise and this wisdom, and now I'm relating this to, not only what goes on in the world that's happening right now with that other example, but in regards to healing work. When I get people who email me and they literally use the words, I finished, and then I go in and I see that they are sitting at 40% complete, you have no idea how angry it makes me. I get angry at it, because not only are they cheating themselves, which gain this wisdom for yourself, really take the time. They're cheating everyone else who puts in the time and is dedicated. It's greedy because they want something they didn't earn. And the worst part of all of this is that when you have a certificate in healing in some sort of way, I mean, and this really goes for everything that you get certified or, a license in or whatever. When you cheat yourself, ultimately, you are cheating other people down the road. Why? Because the universe gifts you people to help. And here you are where you you tried to get away with getting a certificate when you were at 40%, meaning you did not have 60% of the wisdom and knowledge that comes with that certificate. But then you're trying to say that you have it, and the universe gifts you people to help. And guess what? You can only give them 40% of what they should be getting, which is 100% of the healing wisdom that you said you earned. I can't tell you how disappointed it makes me when that happens. And it happens a lot. Now, the majority of the time, I will say it's those little things, right? Because a lot of you who are listening probably got me saying, hey, finish to 100% complete, and then you'll get your certificate. Most of you got those messages probably because you didn't listen to How Do I Get My Certificate or the Facebook group video. You just kind of were like, yeah, I've seen that already, so I'm just going to skip it. Most of you, the majority of you, let me say, even if you've gotten that message from me, like finish to completion and then I'll give it to you. The majority of you were those ones that just skipped those other videos that were just process, right? It had nothing to do with your education. But I do get people who literally are asking me for certificates when they have 0% done. I'm not joking. They take the course and then they email me, they sign up for it, and they email me the moment they sign up for it and say they would like, oh, I finished. It was so wonderful. May I have my certificate? No. So, I've been really nice about that with people. And yesterday when it happened, this is a teachable moment for the person that did it. And I always give people the opportunity by always saying, when you've finished and you are at 100%, circle back. I'd be overjoyed because it's true. I genuinely believe that. I am overjoyed when someone who tried to cheat and lied to me and said they completed a course. I'm overjoyed when they come back and they say, I completed it. And I go in and check, and sure enough, it's at 100%. Because that means they learned something from that process, that there's no honor in lying and cheating about things. And the person you cheat the most is yourself. Okay, but you're disrespecting the person that puts out the information. You're disrespecting all of the people that actually do the work. And then the worst thing is that down the line, you are cheating everybody else who needs your help, and you don't have it to give because you're not wise. You're just a liar. So this stuff, and then hearing what's going on in the news right now with, this congressman who literally lied, I'm not joking, about every single thing on his resume. And then said he was sorry, but he just embellished, and then went on other, news programs and actually kind of wiped away the apology, by saying, oh, I can debate everything. This is about the decay of honesty, and how low are we willing to go? Let's get back to the virtuousness of being truthful and being honest, first with ourselves. Because when you're honest and truthful in your words and in your deeds, you're an honorable person. and you take in that wisdom and knowledge. Everything we're trying to do in the world, right, is to be a good person, a spiritual person, and put our love and wisdom into a world that is desperately in need of it. And if we're willing to lie and cheat to get there, you're not adding anything good to the world. You're just lying and cheating to get there, and you're cheating all the people that need you. People need you, so do the work. You know, don't send me requests when you are at 0 to, you know, 50%. Don't send me requests saying that you want your certificate now, because that's not how it works, right? It doesn't work that way. You don't get certificates from colleges before you've actually completed everything. And you don't get to keep jobs when you lied about all your experience. You'll get fired in a normal situation because it's disrespectful. It shows that people are a cheater, or someone, whoever did it, is a cheater. Someone is willing to lie. They're not honorable. You know, so this is a bigger lesson. This is about the anatomy of honesty and getting back to basics, to calling it what it is, and being truthful with ourselves and being willing to work and do the hard work. The majority of you out there, 99% of you, I love you. You're doing everything right. Even if you got a message from me at 96% and I said, go back and finish it, I understand what that is. That's not you cheating. That was an oversight. I get that. So I don't want any of you in that boat to get upset. I'm talking about the people who are straight up trying to lie about the work that they've done. And I just looking at the world and seeing how this is a bigger global problem that we're dealing with. And I really hope, you know, I've always said in my courses, you know, we may not, well, Joseph Campbell said this, you know, I may not be changing the world, but I'm changing people. And I think that matters. We as healers, we may not be changing the world because the world is this nameless, faceless entity. We can't put our finger on what the world is. It's just this big blob, right? And that's what Joseph Campbell meant when he said that, because he wasn't focused on changing the blob of the world. He was focused on changing people. And the way that we're changing people is one person at a time. You know, so I want to honor all of you, all of my beautiful students who are focused on this world campaign of light, who are living honestly and truthfully in words and in deed, who are not cheating themselves and therefore not cheating others, and who are on this mission of goodness with me. And we're all kind of uniting here together to be good people so that we have something worth giving to people in the world. Okay. So that is the end of my rant, but I just needed to get that out and just talk about that, you know, and that's all I've got to say. I love you guys. I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.